We're now being joined by Honorable Samuel Nwanosike, who is the chairman of Ikere local government area of Rivers State and a surrogate of Governor Nyesom Wike, a presidential aspirant on the platform of the People's Democratic Party. Good morning, Mr. Nwanosike. Good to have you.
Good morning. Good morning for this opportunity.
Thank you. Thanks for joining us. Well, let's get straight into it. Your man, your ally, Governor of Rivers State, Nyesom Wike, is one of the frontliners. But then there are a few very strong candidates. Former Vice President Atiku Abubakar, Bukola Saraki, Governor of Sokoto State, Governor of Bauchi State. What are your chances, and what is Governor Nyesom Wike at this time saying to the delegates who have the yam and the knife, as they say? What is he saying to them, and what are your expectations today for today's primary election?
Yeah, thank you very much for this opportunity once more. Governor Nyesom Wike is the candidate to beat in this election. He's the hope of the new Nigeria we're looking for. As far as we're concerned, the People's Democratic Party, Governor Nyesom Wike has shown us that he's a true party man. He has stood for this party through thick and thin. He's not a man that you cannot say where he stands in a position of a thing whenever any issue arises. He's a man that believes that the party has to be put strongly, and party leaders and followers need to unite to develop the party and make the party strong for anybody to run an election in any tier of government. And he's a man who has what it takes to show to Nigerians that this nation can truly be the giant of Africa. As far as you're concerned, other candidates are eminently qualified, but in our proverb, where I come from in Ikere, they say when you have two things, one must be greater than one. So as far as we are concerned, this is the time of Nyesom Wike. Look at what he has done in Rivers State. Look at what he did when he was a minister. Look at what he did when he was a local government chairman. Nyesom Wike has consistently shown that he has competence, he has integrity, he has capacity to manage the affairs of men, and he holds strongly the oath of office he has sworn in each tier of government he has had the opportunity to manage. So as far as we are concerned, Nyesom Wike is telling the delegates of PDP that, look, forget about these big names you talk about. Look at the track record of these candidates. Who are these persons that whenever they don't have the support of the party, they tend to jettison and run away from the party? Look at the indices of this men. What have they done in the past? What can they do now? Nyesom Wike is a man that has shown that security can be fought. He fought insecurity in Rivers State and brought it to the peace we have today in Rivers State by the security engineering he developed called Operation Sting. Nyesom Wike, as the governor of Rivers State, had transformed the landscape of Rivers State. Today, those who have not been in Rivers State or Port Harcourt as the center of Rivers State for some time, when they even come, they say, wow, is this the town we left years ago? That is a man that believes in the oath of office that he has sworn. The oath of office any man has taken should be what he should hold strong to be able to deliver the dividends of democracy to the people of Nigeria. So as far as you are concerned, the delegates of the People's Democratic Party in this national convention have made up their mind that never again are we going to fold our hands and allow people walk away from the party when the party is in crisis, when the party needs them. They walk away, go and live anywhere they want to live in the world. Some even had the impetus of coming to tell the party leadership that, yes, they went to study abroad when the party needed their services. As far as you are concerned, Nyesom Wike is not a man that will abandon the political party. He has said it in all the places he has gone to, that whether I win or not, I will remain a member of the People's Democratic Party. That is what we want to see. We don't want to see people, when they read indices, they abandon the party and go to another party, because to them, they must rule Nigeria at all costs. Nyesom Wike is not such a leader. He's a leader that believes that we're all Nigerians and we need to build Nigeria Because science has said that we live in the best place, as geography have stated, that we have all the resources beneath our feet. All we are looking for is that leadership that will unite all these resources we have, both human, capital, and material resources, to build a strong nation, a nation where I can stand and say, yes, this is the giant of Africa as we have wished.
All right. Well, there is an impression in some quarters that Governor Wike has splurged too much of Rivers State's funds into his presidential project. Now, do you agree? And also, besides the insecurity that you mentioned and the landscape, which is quite debatable, what are the other things that you are proud of that you say Governor Wike has done?
Good. Governor Wike has been able to manage the diversity in Rivers State. Rivers State is a mini Nigeria. Rivers State is a state where boundary neighbors don't hear each other. Rivers State is a state, if you understand the politics and the economic situation of Rivers State is called the treasure base of Nigeria. So it means all manner of persons come to live and do business in Rivers State. And so for Governor Wike to be able to manage all these shades of ideas, different in color schemes, different in religion, and different in traditional beliefs, and they have been together, working together. And let me even tell you, just recently, nobody knew that People's Democratic Party was carrying out what they call primaries. Before now, once there's a political process, most especially since PDP is the dominant party in Rivers State and the only party that has worked for the people of Rivers State since 1999, you will see a lot of crisis in the state. But for once, under the leadership of Nyesom Wike, we are doing a transition, and yet people are going about their businesses as if there is no crisis. Because a man has been able to understand that, look, I need to carry everybody along. I need all parts of Rivers State to understand that yes, they are Rivers people before coming from the various ethnic group they come from in Rivers State. So for us, as far as you're concerned, apart from the fighting of insecurity and the good work he has done in infrastructure, uniting our people is key. That's the problem Nigeria is lacking today. The diversity in Nigeria is what anybody who wants to be a leader in this country must take into cognizance, because we're drifting apart. We're tearing ourselves apart as a nation. And so, with what Nyesom has done in Rivers State, if replicated in Nigeria, Nigeria will be united more. And again, Nyesom Wike has done a lot in the education sector. What about the health sector? He's a man that is building the best cardiovascular hospital today in Rivers State. Look at what he has done in other spheres in Rivers State in making sure that the Rivers people feel the dividends of democracy. And when you talk about the issue of using Rivers Fund, Nyesom Wike is the only candidate that has a lot of support from his colleague governors and other well-meaning Nigerians cut across any sector of affairs you talk about. Is it the legislature, both in the Senate and the House of Reps? He has support. Is it his colleagues as governors? They're all backing him and say, look, we want to change this narrative. We want a young leader like you as Nyesom Wike who is ready to unite this nation and make sure that this nation goes to the level of becoming a productive nation, a nation that people will come and live and do business. That is what you're telling. Nyesom Wike is not that leader that will come up and say, oh, I use the funds of Rivers State to make somebody a leader. No, he's not that kind of a leader. Nigerians believe in him, and they're supporting him, and they're contributing to his making sure he achieves this dream. We are very confident that at the end of the process between today and tomorrow, he will emerge as the candidate of People's Democratic Party, and the other part of the competition will not begin. Then you will not see the true capacity of Nyesom Wike, because he's a man that has built for all sectors what he will do for Nigerian people. In the security sector, he has his team ready. In the legal sector, he has his team ready. In the economic sector, he has his team ready. In the foreign affairs sector, he has his team ready. And he has told Nigerians, mine as a president is to sit down and organize these various teams, supervise them, and make sure they carry out the activities in this nation with respect to our laws, and to make sure that whoever is not doing that that the laws of Nigeria and the funds Nigerians has given to him to give us results.
Right.
Whoever does not do that, that person needs to be fired. Under Nyesom Wike, there is no excuses, there is no nepotism. He believes in the content of your character, not the color of your skin.
Honorable Nwanosike, I'm going to have to come in there. I like that you've just touched on the topic of insecurity. Now, Governor Wike has been quite vocal about this issue in the country as one of his key focal points. Now, with your proximity to his ideals, how equipped would you say that he is to tackle this issue differently? And how would he go about doing this? Differently being the key word.
We look at persons or human beings in what they have done in the past. Experience counts in life. I told you at the beginning of my statement that look, when Nyesom Wike became the governor of Rivers State in 2015, insecurity was at its height. In fact, virtually all the 319 wards, over 80% of them were overrun by criminals. Community leaders ran away from their communities. Our aged parents packed out of the communities and came and inconvenienced their kids and kin in the urban areas. But Nyesom Wike brought a security architecture that has stopped the issue of kidnapping, that have ended the issue of robbery left, right, and center, and making Rivers people run helter-skelter. As we speak today in Rivers State is considered one of the most peaceful states in Nigeria because of his security architecture he developed. We are telling Nigerians, give Nyesom Wike this opportunity. He already has a team he has put together, a team of professionals. He has already made research. He has seen clearly that, look, we have problem in the North Central, we have problem in the Northwest, we have problem in the Northeast, we have problem in the Southeast, we have problem in other parts of Nigeria in different phases. And so he has set up his team to make sure that this is tackled. He has told Nigerians, look, I am not a security professional, but mine is to look out for the best of hands in the security sector and put them together and make sure I tackle these faceless bandits that people are always talking about. Every day we hear breaking news. We talk about the killing of Nigerians, talk about how Nigerians don't feel safe in their land. Nyesom Wike is the president that will not let this happen. Under his watch, he will take the battle to these criminals. He will make sure no inch of the Nigerian nation as our land or our space is ceded to any bandit or criminal in whatever guise. I can assure you that.
All right, Honorable Nwanosike, I know that your candidate will have to win the primaries first before we know what he will do as president. So I would like to stick with his chances of winning the primary election today and tomorrow. So two questions that are related. First is the northern delegates are more in number than the southern ones. What is he concerned that they might want to queue behind a northern candidate and they have two or three strong ones? Atiku Abubakar is there from the northeast. The Bauchi State governor is there from the northwest. And then, of course, Saraki from the north central. What will be his chances with the larger in number northern delegate? And secondly, which, as I said, is related to that, is the fact that in 2018-2019 PDP convention in Port Harcourt, Governor Wike queued behind Governor Tambuwal of Sokoto State, spent a huge amount of money, as we were told, to ensure that he emerged. But then the delegates disappointed him. How is he sure that this time around that Tambuwal is also running and Wike is running, that he will be able to muster enough votes to emerge today and tomorrow as the flag bearer of the PDP? What are his chances and what are the strategies?
Yeah, in answering your question, I'll start from the second phase you raised. The issue of Governor Aminu Tambuwal. Nyesom Wike, as the governor of Rivers State, has said clearly that, look, my support for Aminu Tambuwal is something I stand with and I will never regret. He has said clearly, at that time, between 2018 and 2019, he believed that Nigeria needed a younger and a more healthier leader, a leader that can be able to work for the Nigerian nation and give value to time, not a leader that will be worried based on his health challenges, or a leader that won't have the time to give enough energy to the work. To be the president of Nigeria is a very tedious job. And so the support he gave to Tambuwal is the support he gave from his heart. And that if Atiku won Tambuwal in that election, it had nothing to do with Ezeboye Sowike, because the People's Democratic Party did zone the candidature to the north. So it was a northern show. Now, it's a different indices. The party have said the ticket is thrown open. And let me also tell you, Ezeboye Sowike has more support in the north than he has in the south or west, any part you can think about. Because he has said clearly, the problem in Nigeria knows no northerner or knows no southerner. The people kidnapped in the train moving from Kaduna to Abuja, when the kidnappers came, they did not say, if you're a northerner, go this way, if you're a southerner, come this way. Everybody was kidnapped, everybody faced the consequences. So the hunger in Nigeria does not know a northerner or a southerner. So I can tell you, the indices of Ezeboye Sowike, when he was the Minister for Education, showed clearly that he gave attention and worked more for the northerners. Remember the Amajiri project. Remember the development, the improvement in the unity schools. Remember all the program, the girl child education program he carried out as a Minister for Education. He concentrated more because he believed the northern part of Nigeria needs to meet up with the southern and eastern part of Nigeria, the western part of Nigeria, education-wise. So he gave attention there. And this is a man who the Northerners have come to believe that is a very sincere Nigerian. He has nothing to pretend about. You might not like his voice, you might not like his face, but is he saying the truth? Is he standing for the people of Nigeria? Is he standing for the laws of Nigeria? Is he making sure that justice is the key word and the rule of law is the key thing in the Nigerian nation? So as far as Ezeboye Sowike is concerned, his major support is going to come from the north. A surprise is going to spring up between today and tomorrow. When people live in past glories, we laugh. Today, the problem we have in Nigeria has nothing to do with old names. The days of old names are gone. We are talking about a new electoral act. We are talking about an amendment in different ways of our election. And so the indices are different. Before now, ad hoc and statutory delegates vote. Now, we are talking about ad hoc delegates alone. So the indices is different. Whether other northern candidates are there is not a threat to Ezeboye Sowike. I can assure you, he will get the highest of support from the north, from the west, from the east, and from the south. And he's going to win this election clear in the People's Democratic Party.
All right. Okay, let us just look at the likelihood of his candidacy. Now, if he gets to pick the PDP ticket, what are his chances in a presidential election? Do you really believe he has a broad appeal across the nation to emerge president?
First of all, this is his opportunity. This is his calling. God has chosen him this time to come and fight for the people of Nigeria. And that's why we're saying the PDP is the alternative to return Nigeria from this destruction path we're working on. It is only PDP that has a structure in the 774 local governments in Nigeria to be able to provide a credible alternative to the destruction that we have had in our resources by the All Progressive Congress. As far as we are concerned, as soon as the party primaries is done and dusted, and by the grace of God and with the support of the delegates of the People's Democratic Party, Ezeboye Sowike is given that flag. APC know that Ezeboye Sowike is the man that they cannot rig in an election. Ezeboye Sowike is the man that understands their crooked movements. And I can assure you, this election, Ezeboye Sowike has high level of chances to win in all the 6 geopolitical zones of Nigeria. Because he's not running an election because he's from South-South. He's not running an election because he's from minority. He's running an election because he has competence, he has capacity, he has integrity. His word is his bond. When he tells you something in the morning, he stands by it. He's not a man that will tell you something in the morning and the night you go and attend a meeting and come and deceive you in the afternoon. No. He's a very straightforward man. He's a God-fearing man. He's a man that believes in his family. He believes in the nation called Nigeria. He has never stayed outside this nation called Nigeria more than 2 weeks. It's on record. He's a man that believes that this is where I was born to create impact. And I will live here create the impact, and make the difference. And that is the man Nigerians should look at for. And we believe that if he's given the opportunity to manage the resources of Nigeria, he has said, I will restructure this nation. I will make sure this nation is built from bottom to top. I will make sure that more attention and resources is given to the third tier. More attention and resources is given to the second tier. I will make sure that insecurity is fought using the spread of our policing system. We must have local government police, we must have state police, and we must have a central police controlled by the federal government. If we are emulating from countries like America in democracy, we should emulate properly. A lot of persons in America find it difficult to even tell you when they have security incidents, they will call the federal police that you can call like FBI. No, they call their county police. So if we want to solve this problem, we must allow a man like Nyesom Wike with our votes so that he can be able to tell us the true, what we call dividends of democracy. Not those that will come and throw figures and tell us how they have academic qualifications, how they have experiences, how they can do this and that. No, we're talking about practicality now. Have you been tested? Have you created a result? What is the result you have created for your people?
Okay, Honorable Nwanosike. So let's talk a little bit now more about Governor Wike's interpersonal and leadership skills. He's been considered highly mercurial and brash. He has also been known to even pick quarrels with his fellow PDP governors over time. What makes you think that his temperament will not come back and haunt him today? Because as you know, it is the governors that control the delegates in the states.
No problem. You see, when the Bible says it is the truth that will set us free, the problem is that a lot of people are always afraid of saying truth to power. He's a governor. He has his colleague brothers governors. They have cordial relationship. But it doesn't mean that somebody should take a political party for granted. For instance, the governor of Cross River State ran an election under People's Democratic Party. After he won his second tenure in office, he walked out of the party. So you mean everybody should keep quiet? No. Somebody need to ask questions. Somebody need to encourage the party to test the laws of our land. And that is what Nyesom Wike has done. If you call that picking of quarrel, then it's unfortunate because he's just been sincere. The same thing you can talk about Governor Mai. The same position he took. What about the issue of him confronting the federal government and say, look, this is the law you met, the 1999 Constitution. This Constitution says that VAT should be taken by states. What is wrong in somebody going to court to say, let the judiciary interpret this law? What about the illegal deduction of the police trust fund? Because he went to court. No. We even like leaders like Nyesom Wike, who will come out and tell truth. Not those that come and deceive us and sweet talk us and make us believe that mansions will be built on air without foundation. No. We want a sincere leader that will tell us, yes, in the morning, as an Ikwere man, I will eat pounded yam before I go out. I will not drink tea. It is the way I believe I was trained. That is the kind of man we're talking about. So, if you say people consider him brash, I ask a question. As I'm speaking to you, I have a big vocal cord. I wasn't created by myself. Somebody who I don't know made me. So my biology is different. Since our palm prints are different, so also our biologies are different.
All right.
So it's a voice of Wike's voice should not be a problem for anybody.
I'm going to have to interject very quickly there. While we're still talking about this mercurial nature and brashness, a very good example would be an issue with Obaseki. Could you expatiate on that a little bit if you want to, of course, find ways to defend the situation?
Yeah, in the issue of Obaseki, I have already spoken to your studio. I remember I granted an interview in your studio and I said it clearly. It's unfortunate that we have a leader, a governor, who has positioned himself before the public to say, I cannot be trusted when I give my word. You know, as a party man, I respect my party decision. My party have set up a committee and this matter has been resolved. So I would plead that you allow us rest this matter because the party have decided and this matter have been resolved. But for emphasis, what does the Nyesom Wike have just said clearly to Governor Obaseki? My brother, respect those that have stood by you. Don't throw them to the dungeon because you have gotten what you want. And I think that is a sincere thing anybody should do in life, including you, the reporter that is speaking to me. You don't pay back good with evil. It is not nice.
All right, Honorable Nwanosike, let me stay briefly on the couple of questions that have been asked. And I just want to put in proper perspective what you seem to have in mind when you say that we actually like a governor like Governor Wike, who likes to, who should talk truth to his colleagues. We are talking about 3 or 4 already governors that are meant to be equals that he has picked quarrels with. But I'm going beyond that. I'm saying that on air, on record, we have a governor, Nyesom Wike, who once spoke at a state function and asked his CSO to arrest those who were making noise. On record, we had a governor, Nyesom Wike, speaking rudely to a traditional chief, describing what he wore as an Utman Damfodio, attire. There are concerns about his, capacity for drinking. There are concerns about the manner in which he relates to people. As a presidential candidate and a potential president, do you think that this is the sort of, circles that we will see if Governor Nyesom Wike becomes the president of Nigeria? Are you going to defend all these things that I've listed, in which he did on air, speaking to people in a manner that some will consider to be unbecoming of his office?
No, hold on. First of all, a man's nature, if you have a high level of sense of humor, you must give him credit for that. Nyesom Wike is a man that jokes a lot. And so sometimes, because of his husky voice, when he throws a joke, you want to take it too far. It's unfortunate. You see, the issue of arrest those making noise behind, it was a joke he threw when he was to make a speech. What's the big deal? We're in a banquet, and he wanted to make a speech, and everybody was in a happy mood in that banquet. And I was in the hall on that day, and the noise was high. It's like, it's a joke. For instance, now, you talk about the Osfodio issue. The Osfodio matter is also a joke. He was talking, the young man, he even told you, if you watch that tape clearly, you will hear when he said, I schooled with this Royal Majesty. This first-class traditional ruler was my classmate in the university.
He said it's a young boy. So, he said this young boy.
As he's shaking his head, it's all fake.
All fake.
He said he was a young boy. It's his friend. Sir, please, with all due respect, you can go and investigate. The Royal Majesty you're talking about is traditional ruler from Omoma. Kachi is his name. He schooled in River State University of Science and Technology, now River State University. He read law, and he was a classmate of Nyesom Wike, and they were friends. It's a joke. But the problem is that when media people capture things, they try to turn it upside down. It's not our problem. It's not a worry to us as Nigerians. We're talking about insecurity. We're talking about loss of life. You're talking about somebody who made a joke about Osfodio. If Nyesom Wike making joke, okay, for instance, look at the president of Ukraine. He was a comedian, but today he's standing out for the nation of Ukraine. Who would have thought that a comedian would have been a man that would stand out for a nation like Ukraine? Some other leader would have run away. So if Nyesom Wike has a high sense of humor, it's a good thing to us as Nigerians. And so you should applaud him for that. Then again, you raise that issue of him picking quarrels with how many of his governors. We talked about 2 governors who walked out of our party. They're no more in our party. So we're out of it. They have no role in today's convention. The best they can do is to make phone calls for the end of the delegates they know, who will not change anything. So the issue we are talking about is that let's talk about the things that are facing us. We have hunger problem. Every day our money is nosediving. I hear this morning that dollar has gone to 610, which is something nobody can imagine after the promises that were made to us. All part of our transport system is under attack. We're under attack by air. We're under attack by land. We're under attack by sea. We're under attack by train. Nigerians are under attack. So let's forget about little things and talk about the properties that will build this nation. Will Nyesom Wike be able to fight insecurity? Yes, he will fight insecurity if given the opportunity. Okay. Will he be able to manage the resources we have, and produce results for the Nigerian nation? Yes, he has done it before. He can. Will he unite us more as Nigerians? Yes, if he can unite Rivers people who are speaking diverse languages and yet living together in that small enclave you call Rivers State, then he can do it in this nation called Nigeria. Yeah. So that is the major focus we should focus as a people.
Well, I just wanted to take you on quickly on that Usman Danfodio. I mean, you may say it's a joke, but I don't think the gentleman saw it as a joke, because I took that story and it was a clear video and he did look offended. But let's move along. How much in your estimate has your principal spent getting the delegates in his camp? There are reports that he has expended and is still spending an obscene amount of money. And should he emerge the presidential candidate of the PDP, does he have the capacity to keep the party united going into the 2023 election?
Talking about uniting the party, that is where Nwanosike has scored an A. Because he has been standing right from when the party lost the election in 2015. Nwanosike has stood out to make sure that this party comes united. He has visited virtually all our party leaders, both past and present, those who have left the party. He has taken it upon himself to go and pay them private visits in all parts of this nation to bring them together and to run this party, because he understands the solution to our problem is not running away from PDP and going to APC. Remember, a lot of leaders from the APC have pushed Nwanosike, whether in the secret, whether in the open, to say, we want you to come and join us. And he says, no, APC is not a political party. You guys just came together to take power. You don't have the solution to the Nigerian nation. I will remain in the People's Democratic Party. I will unite this party with other of my colleagues. We'll build a strong party and we will run the election and we'll bring a government that will change this narrative. Nwanosike will unite this party and this nation properly. If you talk about funds that has been spent, I'm happy that even you that is asking me the question has no clear record of how much that has been spent or what in the speculation that was spent. Nwanosike is one of the leading aspirants. No. Yeah, you asked the question. So if you're listening to rumor mills, you should ask, because we're talking about investigative journalism here.
But I'm asking
so when we're
you,
coming,
so you
because the entire world is listening to us.
Since you're part of his campaign, so I'm asking you.
Now, as I'm telling you, I'm not telling you that we are talking about convincing delegates. It's not a money matter. No matter how much of money you give to a delegate, the delegate will vote who he or she wants to vote. That's the truth. So we are talking about how much hard work has a man done. This is a man that has visited some state twice to make sure he goes there either to settle crisis in between party members, to make sure he brings leaders together, to convince them why we should not follow those who will run away from the party when they don't win election, and stand with those who will stick with the party irrespective of the odds. He has said clearly, whether I win this election today or not, which he will win by the grace of God, that I will remain to work for this party to make sure that People's Democratic Party take back power in 2023. That is the major focus of our movement as a team.
Thank you very much for joining us on the morning show this morning.